Hi guys, so today we'll be doing a book review video. I have 6 books, so it's going to be a small book review video. So let's get right into it. So I want to start out with this Nicholas Sparks book. It's the newest one that he wrote. It's called Every Breath. And I got this one for Christmas. This is what it looks like. And oh my gosh, you guys. Like, this book, it was supposed to be based on an actual couple that he met the guy who was part of the couple, and he was trying to do like a sort of retelling of their story, and it was really good. Now the ending though was really like spontaneous, so it kind of makes you think, did he just do that so people would just talk about how spontaneous it was, or was it actually like, it obviously happened, but it just seemed like it was like a spontaneous thing, like the way that he just added it in, I guess you could say, something like that, I don't know. But it was a really good book, and the best thing about it was like when this one thing happened, he didn't go into detail about what happened after that, because everybody would have known what happened to them when this event happened to them, if that makes any sense. It was a really good book though. I mean, I really like it, but I just hope they don't like make a movie out of it, because I feel like it would be so stupid to make another Nicholas Sparks movie, because I feel like the last couple like that were recently done with his books weren't that great. And I just think it's like it's better for people to just like take in what they think these people would look like and use their imagery instead of just, putting it on film and then ruining everybody's like imagery about these people and this couple and how they like got through everything and stuff. So this next book is called Pope Joan. It's by Donna Woolfolk Cross. This is what it looks like. Now, this book was supposed to be like, it was supposed to be real, because there's a legend about it, and it's about this girl who, it's kind of like, I don't want to, never mind, I won't say it, but it's kind of, well, I'll just say it anyway, it's kind of like Mulan, kind of, where like, she takes the place of her dad. Well, in Mulan, she takes place of her dad in the army. Well, this one, it's her and her brother end up going to this, like, they call it a scholar, but without the R, so it's like a scholara, something like that. And they start to learn more about, like, the Bible and transcripts. You have to write transcripts and stuff. And she ends up, she's supposed to end up marrying this guy, and then these people from, I don't know how, I forget, they're kind of like the people that, believed in like the Norse gods and stuff like that. Her mom was one of these people, and they call them the heathens, because that's what they just call them, I think. Yeah, that's what they call them. And her brother was supposed to leave the Scalara because her sister was getting married. His sister was getting married and stuff, and their dad wanted him to go on to this monastery brotherhood kind of thing. And her brother died, so she actually takes the place of her brother in this convent, well, not convent, like brotherhood, monk, monastery kind of thing. And eventually, she becomes a healer, and she tries to heal the Pope, I think his name was Gregory the Third or something like that, I think it was, I can't remember. And then what happens is nobody knows about her being a woman yet. So, I forget what happens. It's something where he died, and then this guy becomes Pope, and then she becomes the next Pope, because the Pope before her friend, died. So she becomes the head acting Pope, because there's a war going on with Rome and the heathens and stuff. But then something happens, and let's just say it's something that she would get caught for being, if they knew she was a woman, they would certainly know that she was one at that point. And I feel like it was a good book. I mean, I don't know. I mean, people in the back, there's like a thing on Author's Note where they say, this is supposedly happened, but it's supposed to be just a legend. But it was a really lengthy book, and the chapters were really long in it. So if you really don't like those kind of books, don't read it. Or if you really don't like biblical stuff in books, don't read it. But it was kind of like an historical fiction kind of book where it was like it had facts and stuff in it and other stuff. But if you really don't like that kind of book, it was really lengthy for me to get through. Like I really didn't enjoy it, but I wanted to read the ending to see if they ever found out if she was a woman or not. This book it doesn't say who wrote this book, but no, it never says. It doesn't say who wrote this book, and I'm pretty sure Fabio didn't write this book because he's the guy that's on it. Fabio, he's like the king of romance cover guy in the 90s or something. And this is called Dangerous, Dangerous, and I guess because there's like little dots in between each one. And basically, this is about a woman who her boyfriend didn't make it to their daughter's birth, and later on she finds out that he was killed in this accident, and it's up to her and his twin brother Yale, and I'm guessing that's why they called him Yale, but I don't know if that's how they really meant to call him, you know what I mean, like Yale, like the school. And basically they're trying to figure out what happened to her love of her life named Emmett, that was Yale's twin brother. And something really, like, towards, like, maybe, like, the last two-thirds of the book, it flips itself, and it becomes more like a great, like, it wasn't, like, a Harlequin book where she'll be like, oh, I love you, blah, 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 like the corny romance novel. It was actually really good. It was kind of like a mystery, more so than it was actually like a romance kind of book, I guess. But it was really good, and it had a shocking, like, flip side to it, which was really, really good. So if you've never read that book, you should, because it's really, really good. So this book, I didn't really finish this book because I didn't like how it was going in the book. And this is by Carole Hiaasen. I don't know how you say his last name, and I'm terrible with last names, so if I butcher his name or anybody else's name, I apologize. This is called Tease, and this is what it looks like. Now, I've only ever read one other book by Carole, and that one was way better than this one. I thought this was actually the book that I read, and then I was like, oh wait, no, it's not. This is about something different. And it's about these strip joints, and about, I don't know, it's supposed to be about, like, these strip joints, and it's supposed to be about this one stripper who's trying to get her daughter back, and the guy she had her daughter with was, like, this really weird guy and stuff, and then, I don't know, it was just really weird. I really didn't like it. I didn't know what the premise really was of this book, because it really wasn't that exciting to me, and I don't know if it was because it was, like, demoralizing women because it was about strippers. I don't know. I just didn't really like it. So this book is, I'm going to tell you guys that in a lot of my biographies, a lot of my book review videos from now on, I have a ton of biographies. So my goal is in each book review video I do, there's always going to be at least one biography. And this is by Carole Erickson, and it's called The First Elizabeth. And basically, this book is all about Elizabeth I, Henry VIII's daughter that he had with Anne Boleyn. And this is what it looks like. She was obviously the Virgin Queen because she never married or had children. But the thing that I don't like in this book was it was supposed to talk more about, like, more intimate details about her, not just, like, facts about, like, people that already know. But it felt like this author was trying to, like, portray her as some kind of, like, whore, kind of, because, like, in every other chapter of the book, like, once he got into her being queen, it was more like one chapter would be about her problems she had with her cousin Mary, Queen of Scots, and then the next chapter would be about, okay, well, now I'm gonna be with this one guy. Like, the author was trying to portray her as, like, this, like, ladies' man, I guess, because every other chapter was about, like, these people that people thought she took into her bed chamber and stuff. And I don't really like the way that that was portrayed in this book. I mean, Queen Elizabeth I has did a lot of stuff to help, erase the image of what people thought of her because of her mother and stuff like that and all. And, people, I feel like this person was like, it didn't really portray her in like the best of light, I guess you could say. To me, anyway. But maybe that's just, I know some stuff about Queen Elizabeth I, but I don't think I ever read like a biography that was just solely about her and stuff. And I think there was some pictures in this book about her, and it showed like her and Mary Queen of Scots, and Henry VIII and her mother and Catherine of Aragon and stuff. This is the last book I read, and this is the last book in this series. It's called Grandfathered In, and it's the Mysteries of Silver Peak series, and it's by Carole Jefferson. And these books are written by different people that go by this pseudonym of Carole Jefferson. This is what it looks like. And it's about this elderly woman who solves mysteries in her small town in Colorado. And the reason why I don't like, I had another book in this series, and I read it, and I told you guys I really didn't like it, I really didn't get into it. And this one I did get into it, but it still had the same problems. Like, there was 3 problems in the whole book, and only one of them got solved, and the other 2 never got solved. This is the end of the book. This is the end of the series. And 2 out of 3 problems never got solved. And the one problem involved everybody in this small community, and every time it happened to somebody in this town, it was basically like the same synopsis every single time. Like, she would say, oh, blah, 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 and then they would say, oh, yeah, like, how did you know? It was like always the same dialogue that this person used for every single synopsis that was in this particular problem. So I really didn't like that. And like I said, the other 2 problems in the book never really got solved or answered. And it's just like, why not? See, like, and this is by like the Guideposts, the company or publishing company makes this, and the Annie's Attic Mysteries and the Blue Hill Library series that I read, they're both made by the same company. But those books are way better than this is, and I don't understand why, because, I don't know, I got into this book, but it was just like every other chapter when this thing kept happening, it was like the same synopsis every single time. Like, they never changed it, to be honest. They never changed the dialogue in it, which I think was like the most annoying part of the book. So that's all the books I have for this book review video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time with another video.